Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Sunday, the 25th of July 2021. The week has come to a close yet again. It's Sunday morning here. I haven't had my breakfast, but it's late. Um, my weekend work has been cancelled, and so I had a lie-in for the first time in ages today, and I'm awake now to try out the Observer puzzle because, of course, it's Sunday and the Guardian doesn't print on a Sunday, and so its sister publication, the Observer, lets us play its Sudoku puzzle and does not grade it either, so that means have no idea about its complexity. But of course, even if it is graded, we can often disagree with whoever grades it. I'd like to mention today's jazz artist. I'd like to mention Joey Alexander, hopefully a name you are already familiar with, because he is rather well known, I should say, famous as a prodigy. He's actually, I think he's now actually 18 already. I think he's finally come of age, but he's been famous for what, 10 years? When he was 8, he was, you can find YouTube. If you want to go down a YouTube rabbit hole, look for old videos of Joey Alexander playing jazz. It's just astonishing for a young child to be playing jazz in such a mature way. Not just plink plonk, but a real understanding and feeling for music. And anyway, um, he's such a great player, and I believe he lives in New York now. Certainly, it's in the States anyway. He is Indonesian by birth, but speaks English well, and has spent his whole life, his whole 18 years since he was born, I think, playing jazz, and he's with great style, great panache. I've also so I'm including links to his website and Spotify down there. He has a new single out right now. Actually, it's very good. I've listened to it several times already, and also there's a link to my review of his 2020 album, the last album that he released in 2020 called Warner. I wrote a review of that, and you can find a link to read that. And my don't let your view of my spoken commentary put you off reading. My writing is much better than my speaking, believe me. So go and check out that review of his album Warner as well. Now let's get on to the Sudoku, shall we? Um, right now, you may never have played Sudoku before, and you don't know what a treat you've been missing. It's a game of logic, not a game of maths. It's a game which has tension and then finally resolution, like good jazz. We don't know what's going on sometimes. We're not exactly improvising, but we're looking for different methods to find a solution, looking for different things. And then finally, it all comes together with the final number placed. So, what is the game about? Well, we have 9 squares in this row and every other row across, and we have 9 squares in this column. You see my mouse moving, hopefully, and in every column in the grid. And so we can fit numbers 1 to 9 in each of the rows and in each of the columns. But hold on, because here's the catch. We also have these blocks here, which contain 9 squares, and we have to fit the numbers 1 to 9 there. And what it means is that each number can fit only once into its row, column, or block. And to make the puzzle complete, the person who designed the puzzle did it with a unique solution, and so there is only one correct way to do it, rather like a conventional jigsaw puzzle. Right, so when you see this 7 here, and you will now be able to infer from that this column contains no other 7s, and this contains no other 7s, and this blocks this square here. So all of these squares are blocked for digit 7, but there's one that isn't, and so by logic we know that 7 must be placed there, and that's how the game is played. We can see another one down here. Look, you see the 7 blocking across this row here, and this 7 blocking across this row here can't reappear. 7 can't reappear again. So these 3 squares are out. This square is out. and you'll see the 7 blocking down here. So this square is out as well, leaving just one square where the 7 can go. And let's take that 7 because now we're, you know, reducing our options. 7 blocking up this column, 7 blocking down here gives us a 7 to put in here like so. 7 across. Now, in fact, before I do this, you'll notice, look, there is a 7 in each of these blocks except the central block. Now, when you have a digit placed, the same digit, I mean, in each block except one, you can always find it in the last one. So if you ever come across if you've ever got 8 of a particular digit, here we have 8 sevens, the 9th 7 you can always place. So we'll just check on that now. So 7 blocking up here, 7 blocking down here, 7 blocking across here, and 7 blocking across here. You can always place it. There are always enough intersecting numbers for you to place it. So 7 we can now disregard and move on to other numbers. But it's not that you have to find each number in turn. That I think is usually impossible. But anyway, this 1 blocks up here. So these 3 squares are out, and this 1 blocks this square. So you will know with your newfound Sudoku skills that 1 goes in this square here. And anyway, now you know how to play the game, and so you can be doing it for yourself. And of course, there is always a link in my videos to the actual puzzle that you must, in fact, try for yourself. It's not just a view-only game. You really need to try it yourself. 3 blocking across here. This 3 blocks across here. I'm focusing on this block in the corner here. Block 1, as some Sudokans will call it. This 3 blocks this square and this square. This 3 blocks this square and this square. This 3 blocks this square. So a 3 will fit here. Now, let's do something slightly different. Let's see along this row here. And you can see that we have 6 numbers already. So we've only got 3 more to get, right? And one of those missing numbers is a 3. We don't yet have a 3 in this block. We have 1, 8, 9. No 3 yet. But look, this 3 blocks this square here. And this 3 up here blocks this square here, right? So if this square and this square can't be 3, then clearly that has to be a 3 there. And now that we've done that, we can place a 5 here. Do you see why? We have a 5 blocking along the bottom here like this, and there's only 1 square left. Now, a moment ago, before we placed that 3, we couldn't tell whether this was whether 5 went in this square or this square. But now we've limited our options, and we know 5 goes here. And now we also know that because we've only got 1 square left we've got 2 squares left in this row, and one of the missing numbers is a 5, and this 5 blocks this square here. We know that the 5 has to go here. And now we're down to our last number in this row. And if you count through, you'll find it's a 2. We don't yet have a 2. We have everything else. So we'll place our 2 here like this. We'll take that 2 and block it, and take it take that 2 and lead your eye up this column like so. This 2 leading up and this 2 leading across allows us to place a 2 there. Okay. Sudoku can be misleading sometimes. Sometimes it can give you a lot of numbers at the beginning, and you'll say, oh, this is going to be very easy, and then later on it can trap you and you're stuck for ages, possibly hours, looking for numbers. Other games can start in a very difficult manner and turn out to be very easy from there on in, and other games are easy all the way through, and other games are tough from start to finish. So there is no uniformity in terms of parts of the game being difficult or easy. Okay, so I hope, like me, you are now scanning the board, looking for possibilities. That's what I'm doing, and I hope you're doing the same thing. Maybe you've seen something already. You've beaten me to the punch. And well, I'm not seeing too much. Oh, there it is. I've seen it now. Probably what you've been shouting at me. This square here, of course. Okay, we have to check on the missing numbers in this column. And what we find missing are 1. We don't yet have a 1. 2. We don't yet have a 2. And 8. We don't yet have an 8. So the 3 missing numbers are 1, 2, and 8. And they need to go in these 3 squares. Now, 1 and 8 are already in this block. Now remember, a number can appear once only in its block. So this can't be a 1 or can't be an 8. And so that has to be the other remaining number, which is a 2. So we can fit the 2 there. Now that we have this 2, it can lead up blocking this square here. And when we see this 2 blocking across here and blocking across here, we know that we can place a 2 here as well. And now this 2 blocking down gives us a 2 here. And is that it? Can we get anything else? No, we can't. Now, we do know that the last 2's in this block are limited to these 2 squares. And down here, they're limited to these 2 squares. But we can't place it just yet. But that's okay. Let's look somewhere else. Let's see if we can do anything here. We have 3 missing numbers. Clearly, we can identify where they are. I'm not sure if we can place them yet, though. Missing numbers have to be 3, 6, and 8. Well, the 3 blocks here, the 6 blocks here, but the 8 we don't know anything about, so no, not yet. We also know that 1 and 8 are limited to these 2 squares here, which may be useful later. It's not entirely useful right now, I think. Okay, so let's get on. So if you don't see any numbers that you can place here, of course the thing to do is not to keep staring at it, as sometimes can happen, I think. It's just easy to do. You kind of get obsessed with thinking, oh, it must be there, it must be there, and it's not there. So the thing to do is to look elsewhere for other numbers, other things, right? And if you get... I've been doing this in a very random way, and I often play Sudoku like that. I find it to be more fun when I play it in a kind of desultory fashion. But if you prefer a more methodical approach, and usually I get to a point where I say, okay, right now I need to start looking for numbers in a more serious way because I'm not getting any joy. So for example, I'll start with the 1s now and say, well, look, I know 1 is limited to these 2 squares here and these 2 squares here, but up here I don't know anything. Up here I know 1 is here or here and here or here, but we can't, because there are too many options here. It means that we can't really place 1s. Once we get a 1 in here, everything else will fit in very neatly, but at the moment we can't. Now 2's, I said already, we know 2's are limited to these squares here. Let's see if there's anything left on 3's. Well, we know 3 can go here or here. It can also come here or here or here or here. But no, can't place 3's. Now I haven't placed any 4's, so I can't highlight 4's in this particular software that I'm using here, this online puzzle, this SudokuLovers.com editor, which I used to play the game until when will my laser toner arrive? I've no idea, but anyway. 4 I can't highlight, but I can just follow along with my eyes, and hopefully you can too. 4 blocks across here, up here. Can we do anything with 4's? 4 is along here. 4 is limited to these 2 squares here. No, we really can't do anything. 5's I can highlight. 5 is limited to this square and this square up here. Okay, we have blocking here, blocking here. 5. Okay, we can limit it slightly, but still not going to get it. 5 blocks here, so 5 is here or here. So in this block here, or rather, let's look at this row. 5 blocks this square here, and this 5 blocks this square here. 5 blocks here. So we know 5 is limited to these 2 squares in this block. But that's not actually going to allow us to place the 5 yet. Okay, so, but we'll keep it in mind for later. 6, I haven't placed any 6s. Let's see where they might go. 6s. No, we can't really get any good information about 6 just yet. 7 is done already, isn't it? Have I placed any 8s? No, I don't believe so. 8's blocking up. We know 1 and 8 is here, actually. 8 is here. It comes through here. 8 down here. 8 is here. 8 is in these 2 squares. No, not really. And so we've only got 9 to examine now. And again, I haven't placed any 9s yet. So 9 is limited to this square and this square in this block. 9 blocking across here and blocking up here. And down here, 9 is here. No, so I've gone through the numbers 1 to 9 and placed what I can place, and so that's as much as I could do. So I now need to be looking for other things. So let's examine this column here. I notice we don't have a 1, but I have a blocking 1 here. And we also don't have a 4, but I have a 4 blocking the same square. So 1 and 4 have got to be in these 3 squares, but we haven't quite finished yet. What else is missing? So 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We know they're not here. 5. 6 and 9 will be the other numbers. Now 9 is limited to this square and this square. The 6 we can't say enough about just yet. So we can't actually determine this number just yet. It's got to be a 9 or a 6. We can say that much, but we can't say anything else. And I don't think we have enough of anything else to. No, can't do it. Okay, can't get it. So with that said, there aren't any other likely looking possibilities. So it's time to fill in pencil marks. Now, if you've never played Sudoku before, what we can do is add small numbers that allow us to consider where numbers can go. For example, right, we know we have 3 numbers missing here, right? We know we have a 2 missing, so we know that 2 can go in this square or this square because it's blocked from this square by this 2 up here, and we can remember that. The 4 missing from this row can go anywhere. And the other missing number is 8. And the 8 can also go anywhere. So we place it like this. Okay, now this 4 blocks this square here. So we know that 4 has to appear in one of these 2 squares. We've limited to pairs here. Here, we are going to place a 3. Okay, let's place it right now. 3. We don't have a 3 in this block yet. Look, 3 blocks here, so 3 comes here. Now consider that 3 will now block down here, so we know that 3 has to appear in one of these 2 squares like this. And in fact, in here, the last number to get is 9, and I know that we can't do anything else about finding that 9, so I'm going to put it in like this. But then I'm going to work on this section here like this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks this square. This can't be a 6 because of here. There's 6 here. So 6 is like this. And the other missing number is 8. So we put 8s like this. Now we know from previously 1 and 8 appear in these 2 squares because that's what we need to complete this column here. And let's see if we can get any more help on missing numbers up here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Can we say anything about 4s? No. Can we say anything about 5s? Yes. So 5 blocks this square and this square. So we know that 5 has to appear here or here. Can we say anything about 6s? No, we can't. And can we say anything about 9s? No, we can't. We're not getting any useful information up here. I'm going to just leave it and come back to it later. Oh yeah, sorry, 6. Sorry, I apologize. 6 we can. 6 we're limited here. So 6 is in fact in this square or this square. I apologize. But the other missing numbers 4 and 9 we can't get yet. They could appear in any of these 4 squares. Alright, I'll put them in now then. 4, 9. Usually I look for pairs only at this stage, but I have a feeling we might be looking for quite a lot. So let's come back down here. It's a good idea to try to complete a shoot. Okay, so well, I'm pretty sure there is nothing to get here. 4, 5, 9, 4, 5, 9, 8. No, nothing to get here. Nothing that we can give us nothing that can give us a number. So let's come back over here now and fill in this block here. Now 1 is limited to these 2 squares because this one blocks across these 3 empty squares here. 2 we have 3, we have 3 blocking down here and 3 blocking down here, so we are limiting our 3 to just these 2 squares, or cells. You can call them cells if you prefer. And the next number we need to find is 6 here, because we have 5 already. 6 blocks across here like so, but it can go in any of these. And as I said, I'm not just looking for pairs now. I'm going to put in any number that's can be any candidates. 7 we have. The last 2 numbers are 8 and 9. 8 blocks down here like this, but can go anywhere else. So we can place 8 like this, and 9 blocks down here like this, and can go anywhere else. So 9 like so. Now we should look across this chute and see these 3. When you see 3 blocks together like this, either across or 3 blocks down like this, we call it a chute. And we can look across to find anything useful. Oh yes, silly me. I placed 8 there when I should not have done that. I apologize. You saw me doing it and you didn't tell me. Right, okay, 8 of course is in this bottom row and can't come here. Now, do we see anything useful? We've got 1, 9, 1, 3 and 3, 9, which is not going to give us anything. We've got 6, 9, 4, no, nothing we can get across here. 6, no, okay. So, I don't think it matters where we go next. I think let's embark up this column, shall we? So let's see what we can see. 1, I'm highlighted for you. 1 blocking across here, across here. We can put candidate 1 in this square and this square. 2, 3 we have already. We see 4 blocking this square and this square. There's 4, and this 4 blocking across here. So we have 3 possibilities for 4. 5 blocks across this row here, and that's it. And then 5 can go anywhere else. 6 blocks across this row, and that is it. So the 6s are like 5s. They can go in any of those 4 squares. 7 we have already. 8 we have blocking down here. There's 8 blocks this square, and that's it. So 8 can go anywhere else, which is a lot of places. And then 9 blocking across this central row and 9 blocking down here will give us 3 places we can fit 9. I'm just going to come straight up here and complete this now. 1s can go anywhere. 2 we have, 3 we have, 4 blocks this square, so 4 is allowed like this. 5 we know nothing. 5 we is limited to a pair, sorry, this square and this square, because of this 5 down here. 1 more number to get, which is 6, and we have no blocking 6s anywhere, so we just fill 6 into every square. This could turn out to be a tough puzzle. Like I said, it was going very a quick start, but I think it could turn out to be a tough one at the end. Like I said before, there's no uniformity in speed of solving these kind of things. Right then, I am going to do this block here. I'm going to do the whole lot anyway, but let's do this block here. So this one blocks up here, this one blocks this square, so we know that one is limited to this square and this square. 2 we have, 3 we have, 4. No, nothing on 4s. Okay. 5 we have blocking, let's just highlight it. 5 we have blocking up the central. 5 I said earlier, if you remember, 5 I said is limited to these two squares. Oops. How do I undo? Sorry. 5 is limited to these two squares. I did say earlier on because we have 5 blocking here and 5 blocking here. Okay. 6. Shall we highlight 6? Have I got any place 6s? No, I haven't got any place 6. Okay, never mind. I can see 6 blocking up here, 6 blocking up here. So candidate 6 has to appear in either this square or this square. Strange sounding bird that is. 7 we have 8 blocking across this central row here, giving us 8 in the other 2 rows. And we have a 9 blocking across here and 9 blocking up here, giving us a pair of 9s here and here. Right, now it's time for some examination. I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything. I don't see anything. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, so let's fill in this. Right, we've got 1. 2 is limited to these 2 squares here because of blocking 2. I'll highlight the 2 for you. 2 blocking across here, and down here. Okay. Next number we need to get is 3. 3 blocks down here, up here, so 3 is limited to these squares here, like that. 4 we have blocking across here, like this. And that is it. So 4 can appear anywhere else. 5, let's highlight the 5. 5 blocking up here, across here. So we have 3 possibilities for 5 in these squares. Huh? Why did I press 3? Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm not sure what I did. I've got to go back. I've got to go back. I accidentally hit 3 on the keyboard. Let me double check on 3s. What's going on? 3s. No 3s here, sorry. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on a second. Let me highlight 3s. 3s are in these 2 squares, right? Okay. I hit 3 instead of 5, and so messed up everything. Right now, 5 blocking across here and 5 blocking up here. So 5, if I hit the right key, goes there. 6, 7, 8 can go anywhere. It has a visa free travel. And 9 blocking across here like this and up here like this gives us, oh, finally I've seen something, and it took me right to, this is the luck of the draw when filling in candidates, that it can take you right to the end. Okay, so look, I see 9 blocking across here, 9 blocking up here, which gives us candidate 9 in this square and this square, which means that 9 cannot appear here now, and in fact we can place a 9. About time we can actually place a digit. It's taken us forever up here and can now get rid of candidate 9 here and here, which hopefully will make things a little easier. Phew. Okay. Right. So I think we have now finished placing all the digits, and it is time to look for logic puzzles. And hopefully I should re-look up here again, now that I've got this 9 here, and removed a couple of 9s. Is that going to make it a bit easier? Yeah, because now I believe that 8 has to come in this square here, right? This has to be an 8 now, because that's the only 8 available for us in this row. When you place your candidates and you've placed other candidates which have removed some, you can check along and see, look, there's only one 8, so 8 goes here now, and now we have an 8 there. That's got to be a 1, and now that's going to block 1 from appearing here, so there's only one more 1 in this block, so it's got to go here. Let's remove the superfluous candidate 1s now. There we go, and here of course. So that will give us 1 here and a 1 here, and look, in this block here we have a 1 here and a 1 here. So now we know that this must be a 1. Shall I explain that? There is no 1 available in the right hand column in this chute. There is no 1 available in the right hand column of this chute, and so here in this block 1 must appear in the right hand column, and clearly we have a blocking 1 here. So we can say that that has to be a 1. Now we know that we've got a 1. This alternative here is 9. And now we have 9 blocking up here, 9 blocking down here. So that's our 9 here. And 9 blocking across here, 9 blocking across here will give us a 9 down here. So, you know, I could have, if I'd looked previously at this central block and got that 9, I could have saved filling in lots of candidates, I'm sure. If you solved it and managed to find that 9 before I did, lucky you, well done you, but I obviously didn't. Now I better do a bit of candidate removal here, because otherwise things can get a bit convoluted, more convoluted than necessary. So let's get rid of the 9s in this column and this block actually, and 9s here, because we've got 9 here already. What else do I need to do? Ones. Oh, okay, so we can now place the 1 here. This is the only place where a 1 can appear in this block, so we'll place it here. And now we had 1 here or here, so clearly the 1 has got to go here. Let's remove candidate 1 here as well. Now we've got this 9 here. We know that 9 can't be true here, so we can place our 6 in that location. And now that we've placed our 6 here in this column, we know that's got to be a 4. Let's remove candidate 4 here, giving us a pair of 5 and 6 here, which seems to be correct in terms of error checking. Now down here I noticed that, look, there's a 3 here and there's no 3 here. We don't yet have a 3 in this block, so clearly that must be a 3, since we filled in all the candidates. You know, it is difficult when you fill in all the candidates, but on the other hand, it is useful when you're you know, completing the puzzle, because everything is there for you to see. Like here we have a 6, so clearly this is an 8. Okay, let's come along, and now that we have 3 here, let's remove candidate 3 here. And in fact now that means there's only one 3 in this block, so we can place it here like that, giving us 4, 9 pair, which is correct in terms of error checking as mentioned before. Oh, ice cream seller at 10 AM. Bit early for ice cream, I think. Oh, maybe it could be, actually that bell is slightly different. That could be roti, as we call it in Thailand. Kind of pancake with banana, if you want banana, or with egg. I prefer it with banana if I'm going to have it, I must admit. And sold by Indians usually, which is why it's called roti, I guess. I know in India roti, it means generally food. Like in Thailand, we use the word cow, which means rice, to mean food, since it's the staple. Okay, what am I doing? I've almost forgotten. I'm chatting to you there, not paying attention to my Sudoku. Right, I happen to know that 5 we can remove from these 2 squares here, because now look, we have limited our 5 in this block to this square and this square, so that means 5 cannot now exist in this row, can it? So we can cross out the 5s there. We know that 5 has to be here or here, like that. What else do we know? We can see, I believe, that this is the only square with a 4 in this block. You know, looking at our candidates here like this, and we see that's the only square with a 4. So assuming we have filled in our candidates accurately, our pencil marks accurately, we can say for sure that that is a 4. Now looking down here, I see this 8 that we have placed can now, we can now delete this 8, giving us an 8 up as a pair here. Okay, 6, 5, okay, that's looking good. Yeah, in terms of error matching, seems to be in order. And I talk about error checking, or rather. Error checking, I think, can be an important part of playing the game as you go along, especially if you have to fill in lots of candidates. So where am I? I have no idea. I'm still removing candidates, I think. Not sure I've removed everything I need to remove yet, but let's see. Okay. There we are. And this should solve the puzzle. So I've got to remove candidate 4 along here. So when we remove 4, we're going to be left with enough numbers to probably fill the puzzle, complete the puzzle, because we're left with a single 8 here now. And now that we've got the 8, we know that that's a 5. And now we've got the 5 and the 8, we know that that's a 6, and we know that that's a 4, which, as I said, I think is enough to complete the puzzle. Down here we must have an 8. Let's get rid of candidate 8 here and here, and let's get rid of candidate 4 down here. Something is wrong here. Okay, 8 we can get rid of now. Okay, get rid of candidate 8 here and 8 here, and again it's going to leave us with a single 3 here, and that will allow us to place the 5 there. Let's get rid of candidate 5 here. 2, 4, 8. Okay, this 8 can also be removed, giving us 2, 4 and 2, 4. Yay! And look, here's a unique rectangle. So I may not need to do this, but if you notice, there's 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, and here we have 2, 4 and 8. So I know that this is an 8 here, because otherwise we'll be left with 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, and that would mean the puzzle wouldn't have a unique solution. If you're new to Sudoku, or you're just a beginner player and haven't encountered unique rectangles before, that's something you can learn about online. I have a video explaining a little bit about it, and will give you a hint about this particular type of unique rectangle somewhere. As I said, actually I don't need it, because look, this 3 is going to place this 8 here. Okay, and now we have an 8 here. We know that that's the 6, and now we know that that's the 3, and now we have the 8 here. We know this is a 4, and now we have the 4. We know that's a 2, and look, guess what? I was right. It is in fact an 8. So that's the last number here. Okay, and now we have 6. So this is a 5, and the last number here is an 8. Now we have this 4 down here. This has to be a 2. This is a 4. Okay. What can we do up here? 5. blocks this from being a 5, so it's a 6. Last number. Oh, there's a 5. Yeah, I did click that correctly. Thought I made a mistake in hitting the wrong numbers there. 6 blocks here, so giving us a 4. And now we know down here this must be a 9, this must be a 4. I'm worried about clicking the wrong buttons. I do it so often. 9 and 4 are here, so this is a 6. This clearly we have a 5 now because we've got the 4. There's one number to get. It is a 9, but if I put it in as a large number, it means that the puzzle will disappear and say congratulations. Oh, it's been a really long game, but I have been chatting a lot. Long commentary today. Sorry if I've disrupted you, but it's a Sunday, right? And I'm not that hungry yet. I'm surprised because I haven't had breakfast. Beans on toast. How very English. I think I'm going to have egg and beans on toast. It's a real treat for me since I really don't eat Western food that often. It's a... Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to click in the night. I'm going to say subscribe to my channel. Check out the links to Joey Alexander, including my review of his album. Might make you want to go and buy it, or at least listen to it on Spotify for free if you don't have the money. And come back anytime you want to. Bye bye.